Welcome back, Cash Club, man. And we got a good one today, man. I didn't want to hear this, but Jason Kidd is fired. We just gonna jump straight into it. Jason Kidd is fired. There's a lot of pointing. Is this unfair? I don't know, man. A lot of people are saying a lot of different things, man. So I wanted to react today to Gil's Arena. They have some words for it. So let's jump into that. But man, this is crazy. Let's get into it.
No surprise at all because, as you point out, Jason wanted that job. and once you don't give it to Jason and you hire somebody else, then that guy comes in and says, oh, he wanted my job. He's out. So
Be enough for your fucking win.
yes, thank you.
That part.
I like Jason a lot. I respect him a lot as a head coach. I know the record's not glowing, brilliant. He's 388 and 395 as a head coach, but he's been in a couple of tough spots. And when he's right, he can be really right. And what I still can't wrap my head around in Dallas is I didn't mind the Luka trade. Jason seemed to mind it a lot, and he made big internal waves about it, and that was the beginning of the end for him and the franchise. But I thought if you have Anthony Davis, and they kept saying that Kyrie last year was going to be back by Thanksgiving, and then it went to Christmas, and then it went to first of the year, and then he never came back. But if Kyrie had come back last year with AD and the emergence of Cooper Flagg, Jason, if you could get him in the right spot at the right time, I thought he would have been the perfect coach for that roster. So it's just a sad situation to me that it never.
Yeah, I do think he got a bad shake of it. If I'm going to be honest here, man, your team was just ass. People were hurt. Your best players were traded. They get traded for pieces that get hurt. Like he never had a fair shake of it, at least the last 2 years. So like to put this on him is kind of crazy. I mean, he went to a finals. He was building something there. I mean, you took away Luka. That's a lot. And they say mutual. If I'm being honest, they probably said that so maybe he can get a job. I'm a Bulls fan, so hey, Jason, we'll take you right now. We'll take you right now. But I don't know, man. I don't know. There's something weird about this. I'm sorry. I think he could have been a coach of the future. I think he's really good with young players. See what he did with Luka. Maybe he could have did that with Cooper. He put Cooper in uncomfortable positions, let him learn. So I think he's definitely a good coach. I don't agree with this. This is when I tell you, organizations get coaches, and if you don't have results right away, they fire you. But it's like you're looking back at the organization, like, look what you gave me to work with. And you want results with this? Like, I keep running into that with different organizations. That's why they'll never be good. You got to stay with a coach. You got to stay with a core of a team. You just got to grind it out. You never know what can happen, man. You don't always win it the first 4 years. I mean, who does that? It takes time to grow that team. So I don't know. I just think this is wrong, and I do agree with Skip here.
It never detonated right place, right time. And now they just need to start completely over and rebuild around Cooper Flagg, obviously. And to do that, they need to start completely fresh from the top because he moved out. He fired a bunch of people in the front office, and more will probably go. Now they're saying Kyrie's going to be on the block to trade sooner than later. And knowing Masai's history, he's hired 2 head coaches, and they were first-timers. So he'll probably reach for somebody we're not on our radar right now. So he wants somebody who will listen to him, who will take direction from him. So now the Dallas Mavericks just started from scratch to me. But you do have a nice piece to build around.
I think the writing was on the wall when they let Luka go. But with his time there, I mean, I still think he has success. I mean, he got to the finals. He is a point guard. He's one of the greatest point guards ever to play this game. So you saw what he did with Giannis.
I completely disagree here. I don't think the right one's on the wall when Luka left. I think when Luka left, if I'm being honest, I think that left a sour taste in Jason Kidd's mouth. He was mad about it. Probably had an attitude. Like, I think it was more of that than the organization is like, we fired Luka, so now we're targeting you. We're gonna give you some time. We're gonna personally put roadblocks in your life so that you can't do it. Like, I don't think that's true. I think he probably had a sour taste in his mouth, and they're trying to just start over all anew. But I think a really dumb decision. I think Jason Kidd's a really good coach. So I just think this is gonna hurt him, especially someone like Cooper Flagg. Like, you don't want to take his coach this early. Let him build with somebody. Give him 4 or 5 years with them. Then you do that. I don't think you do that his first year. I guess you can, but who do you bring in? Like, if it's not like a great coach, if you're gonna bring in like a no-name name and let him get his name, I'm like, I don't think so. Like, I'm not saying you gotta go get an older coach, but I don't know who. I don't know who you go after. But yeah, Jason, he didn't deserve this.
Putting the ball in his hands and what it did for Giannis, and then even with Cooper Flagg this year, he didn't want to play the point, but we saw some things that I don't even think he knew he had. He's the youngest ever to score 50 points. The team was bad, but he still did what he was supposed to do, and I think the year that he had under Jay Kidd, I think is going to help him out in the long run. And now that he was fighting for another position, like he said, you don't get that, so you know what happens after that. But overall, I think he's still 4 years, $40 million left on his contract.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
he'll still be getting paid. Jason Kidd will be somewhere in the basketball world because he has one of the greatest minds ever when it comes to the game. And just unfortunate, but things happen.
4 years, $40 million, not the coach. Obviously, Masai Ujiri, Patrick Dumont, Mavs governor, made that decision. Kid that got that extension before last season. But Shah, let's move on to you. What do you think about?
There is having a coach that can coach players that have experience, players that you can.
Shut up. Come on, bro. We got to stop with all the buffoonery, bro. What you got on, bro? You look crazy. I'm sorry. I apologize for stopping it, but come on, bro. We got to stop doing this. This looks insane. We got to stop, bro. You have Burberry Jordans. You be doing some bullshit, bro. We got to stop.
Actually not have to coach, to go out there and play the game that give them little tidbits here and there. I think that showed in Brooklyn where he coached with KG, Deron Williams, all those guys, get them to the playoffs without having to do too much because they all know the game. And he can use his mind based on not having to teach guys where he needs them to be. I think that's what happened in Milwaukee where he had to go into development mode. And when you're going into development mode as a coach that knows the game, there's two things that happen. You clash or you thrive. And you look at Greg Popovich, you're going to have to coach younger guys after tenure when Tim Duncan and all those guys retired. Didn't go well. Steve Kerr, after the guys collapse and he loses his main guys as centerpieces, things didn't go well. Phil Jackson never put himself in that position, but I don't think he's a development coach either. He wouldn't be able to deal with young guys. That's why he didn't come down to New York to coach those guys in New York. Pat Riley, he was in Miami.
This is so fucking stupid, bro. You gotta stop, bro. Bro, coaches aren't fucking magic eraser fixers, bro. Like, we gotta stop doing this. When talent devolves and, we're still relying on that talent and we're not getting other talent to kind of supplement this talent, of course it's gonna go down. But to be a great coach is very fucking hard in the NBA. 90% of people that aren't great coaches. So you're going off of 10% who's won 4 or 5 rings. They've developed players before. They can't do it all the goddamn time, bro. We gotta stop doing that. That's so much on the coach. They have whole player development staffs. It's just come on, bro. We have to stop it. It's different eras. Steve Kerr, as much as you want to say that man won a ring in 2015 and 2022. I get he had the same star, but the surrounding talent was completely different. And even throughout those runs, it was completely different star talent. It's the same thing with Popovich. He won one with 97 in 2016. Come on, bro. That's a lot. And try to say, oh, he can't develop players right. Come on, bro. The amount of players that came through both of those systems that developed under him being role players, stop it. Bro, come on, we gotta be better than that, shot.
He was coaching and he didn't have Shaq and those guys anymore. It was just D Wade. It was like, look, Eric, come in here. I'm not about to deal with these young guys like this. So I think with a guy like Jason Kidd, you got to put him in a position where he has established guys that know how to play, that he can give tidbits to, that they have respect for him to understand what he needs and wants to see and go out and execute it. And I think this year was a big glaring year for him, admitting that he's good at developing players. But you have to then, at the same time, try to win games with the expectations of who you are. And I think that was the clash with Dallas. That they had some type of expectation of him to still win games without having AD and Kyrie and having been like, show us something with Cooper. And it's like, I can only show you how good I can make him. I can't give you 50 wins and then take you to the conference finals with Cooper Flagg. And to Skip's point, if you do have Kyrie, AD, Klay Thompson, and all those guys readily available, it looks different for Jason Kidd. It definitely looks different for him. And as brilliant as he is as a point guard, there's, like I said, the two dynamics of coaching that you have to.
Usually, Shad, you're very interesting, but I'm not gonna lie, man. You were boring, man. Let me skip a little ahead of you. Let's go to Kenya and see what he's talking about.
Bringing in new guy in up top, new ownership within the last few years. Them trading Luka. To Brandon's point, the writing was on the wall then. It was just a matter of time, I think, and the way the season went, the way the season ended. On a high note for Cooper Flagg, but overall, not so much. Yeah, Masai wants his own guy in there. He wants to have that voice, have a guy that he has that relationship with. Getting rid of a lot of the previous regime and starting over fresh, I think, is needed in a lot of situations where you have winning ways before. You want to get back to those, and I think the Dallas Mavericks have that. You have a cornerstone piece in the Cooper Flagg to build around. If they are going to move Kyrie, I don't think it's a bad thing. You can get something great for him. Still a hell of a talent with coming off of injury, but having time to rest, I think it has been beneficial for him. So I'm pretty sure wherever he lands will be great. And the Mavs will get something back for it to help with that. But yeah, this is Jason Kidd's third job. Does he get another one? 500 regular season record. Then made a deep run in the playoffs last year. I mean, a couple years ago. But does it, like what it, and I'm glad you made that point about the development part of it, right? I was there when my last year in the league, I was there to watch the beginning of.
I'm just gonna be completely honest here, man. He's definitely gonna get another chance. We've seen a lot worse get more chances than this. We've seen with Doc Rivers, got chance after chance after chance. A lot of coaches have gotten a lot of different chances. I definitely don't think that this is his last time, because if you're another organization, you're gonna look like, okay, cool. It's not like he had a championship team and he fumbled that team. That team traded away his superstar around another fragile superstar, and then he had to do it with a rookie and a team that stayed hurt and was just not developed at all. They're gonna be like, nah, he's a pretty good coach. We're gonna give him a chance. I think he's really good with young talent, so I disagree with this. The first start, I think you already did it. You already did the first start. You already shipped everybody out. Get Kyrie out of there. Get some people around Cooper Flagg. Now I want to see him coach a team that's put together. This year was just everybody was hurt, so they just had pieces. But hey, maybe we get Klay off the roster. Maybe we get Kyrie off the roster. Maybe these other older players, bring in all young talent and just see, okay, what can we do with this? So no, I think that was definitely the wrong move. And you look in the current coach market, who are you gonna get? It's gonna be another rotation coach that just lost the job. So I don't know. To me, it's dumb. I don't think you want to be in constant rotation with coaches, especially with a young star. I think you stick with that young coach, but with that coach, with that young player for another couple years, and then see where it goes. This is, I don't know. I totally disagree with it.
The emergence of Giannis, right? And the things that they implemented to get Giannis better. Don't know if it was J. Kidd, don't know if it was Giannis people or a collective, a group, everybody in the room collectively, and come up with a game plan on how to get Giannis to where he became. And at the time, I'm like, yo, they're abusing this kid. Right? And I told him when I saw him at the Douglas a couple years ago, because I hadn't seen him since, I'm like, yo, man, I thought they was abusing you. And he laughed and said, oh, they was. But it was worth it. And it just, for J. Kidd to be a part of that, the development part I saw, right? And Giannis, we all know what the product has become, right? And at the same time, same player, J. Kidd not having the patience when you're making mistakes throughout the course of the game. So with that, I could see where there was a clash, right, with Cooper Flagg and certain way of coaching him and your way of, the way you see the game and the way you expect guys to go out and play and the way you voice those things, I could see a problem. Because within the confines of locker room and things, J. Kidd is a straight shooter. You might come across media as passive and soft-spoken in those things.
That's exactly what you needed from somebody this age, though. Like, I don't understand why that's the bad thing. Like, I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, you need somebody to push you like that. See what it turned Giannis into. You see what Cooper Flagg was turning into. You see what Luka is. I mean, obviously, I'm not saying these players would not have been nothing without this coach, but he's had two young players and a third one that was on his way, and he's showing you, hey, this is what this is how I got Luka, and this is how I got Giannis better. Obviously, with my staff, with other players, cool, but he did it. He did do that. So, like, why would you want that out of your organization, especially if you're an organization that's seen this? To me, it don't make no sense to me. Now, I get it. Maybe that can, being abrasive can, if you're a higher up, I get it. This is your team. This is your territory. We don't need no big dogs over here, except for me. Ugly shit like that. I get it. That's what they think. Y'all can laugh. That's what they think. I'm just telling y'all. But I think it's completely dumb. I think you stick with this coach. I think you ride it out for another 2 years. And just because he's abrasive or not, obviously if he's coaching them out and beating them to death, cool. But I don't think he was doing that. I think he was just a tough coach. And I just think this is bad.
And we saw a few times on the press conference, I know how to develop players. What the hell can you tell me? And
Call them assholes.
Right? Y'all. So you see that part of it, but within, that's very rare publicly for him. Mm-hmm. But when we are in this locker room and when things are competitive, he doesn't have that tact to sugarcoat it for you. And I can see young players not being able to handle that. Mm. And if you are that way with this generation of number one pick and Cooper Flagg, I could see where there could have been a clash with that.
Out of the video, I mean, it was just a quick update for y'all. I just want to do a quick reaction because, yeah, man, this is big news to me. I definitely disagree with them. I get we're going through a softer era, but I mean, Luka's era, how much longer ago was that? And he was tough on him. Giannis's era, I mean, come on. We got to develop these young players. We got to be tough on them. You got one of the best basketball minds in the history of basketball teaching him. You see the progress. He's had success. Stick with the process, please. It makes no sense. This is when I think you pulled the trigger way too fast. And it can bite you in the end, man. This is the second time I think you've done a decision where you're doing a detriment to your organization. First with Luka, now with this. It makes zero sense. I don't know who you get, what chemistry you have to build, what system your rookie now has to learn. If he's going to be tough on him, he's going to be a good coach. If he's going to be fired in 2 years, and now you're going through a whole different carousel. But let me know what you think, man. I could be wrong. I could be over here just being my feelings because another black coach is out of here. But let me know in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe. Look at these two videos, man. Check these out on the screen, man. I think, this would be a good one, man. But this is Cash Cup Reacts, and I'm out. Peace.